Boker Tov, everyone. Boker Tov, come on in. Oh, I see the room is starting to fill up. Fantastic. Chag Purim Sameach, everybody. Happy Purim. Oh, look at you. Aren't you something? I always like to warm up. With song. Song is my favorite thing. Song is good for all that ever ails you. Whenever you're feeling down, just sing a song. Whenever you're feeling like things are going the wrong way in your life, just sing a song. When you're happy, sing a song. When you're sad, sing a song. There's never a wrong time to sing a song. Do we have words on the screen? Chag Purim! Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol HaYehudim, Masechot Rashanim, Zvirot Rekudim. Havanarisha!
Rush, rush, rush!
Havanarisha!
Rush, rush, rush!
Havanarisha!
Rush, rush, rush!
Abara Ashanim, Purim Day, present giving holiday. Hamantashen, good to eat, cakes and candy sweet. Havanarisha,
Rush, rush, rush!
Havanarisha,
Rush, rush, rush!
Havanarisha,
Rush, rush, rush!
Abara Ashanim. From the top, everybody, Chag Purim, sing it with me. Chag Purim, Chag Gadol HaYehudim, Masechot Rashanim, Zvirot Rekudim. Havanarisha, shout it out, Havanarisha, Havanarisha, Bara Ashani. What do we have next? I love to sing songs. I want to sing another song.
Oh, good one.
Okay, all right. Now, throughout the morning, you might hear the name of this very, very evil man.
Darth
And
Vader.
of course, you know what to do when you hear the name of that evil man, don't you? Yeah, this is the only time where we actually want you to boo. All right. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He would have kicked out all the Jews, though they were not to blame, sir. So today we'll marry, marry me. So today we'll marry, marry me. So today we'll marry, marry me, and nosh some hamantashen. Now Esther was the lovely queen of King Ahasuerus. When Haman said he'd hurt us all, oh my, how he did scare us. So today we'll marry, marry me. So today we'll marry, marry me. So today we'll marry, marry me, and nosh some hamantashen. Oh, when Esther speaking to the king of Haman's plot made mention, said he, oh no he won't, I'll spoil his bad intention. So today we'll
marry, marry be.
So today we'll
Marry, marry be.
So today we'll
Marry, marry be.
and nosh some hamantashen. Let me tell you about the hamantashen, everybody. There's going to be so many hamantashen to nosh on today. And I hope that you get to taste each of the flavors. Our cooks have been working for weeks on making these hamantashen. Now, where were we? The guest of honor, he shall be this clever Mr. Smarty, and high above us he shall swing at a little hanging party. So today we'll
Marry, marry be.
So today we'll
Marry, marry be.
So today we'll marry, marry be, and nosh some hamantashen. Of all his cruel and unkind ways, this little joke did cure him. But don't forget, we owe him thanks for this jolly feast of Purim. Everybody, so today we'll marry, marry be. So today we'll marry, marry be. So today we'll marry, marry be, and nosh some hamantashen. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, here's another holiday classic I would love for us to sing together. All right. When I sing, so we sing, you got to shout it back to me. So we sing.
So we sing.
So we sing.
So we sing.
So we sing and raise a roll for him swinging while Mordecai was singing in Shushan long ago. All right, that's it. Oh, Haman was a high and mighty bluff in Shushan long ago. He ordered Mordecai to take his derby off in Shushan long ago. Everybody, so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing and raise a roll. For Haman he was swinging while Mordecai was singing in Shushan long ago. Oh, Haman wanted all of the power in Shushan long ago. He tried to make the Jewish people cower in Shushan long ago. Everybody, so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing and raise a roll. For a Haman he was swinging while Mordecai was singing
And in Shushan long ago.
But Mordecai sat and he laughed in his face. Ha! Shushan long ago. So Haman swore he'd destroy the Jewish race in Shushan long ago. One more time, so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing,
So we sing.
so we sing and raise a roll. For Haman he was swinging while Mordecai was singing. Where? In Shushan long ago. In Shushan. Oh, here's one of our CBB classics. Oh, they were high hat, fat cats, Haman and his Hebrew haters. Big deal, schlemiels, Haman and his Hebrew haters. Some dumb crumb buns, Haman and his Hebrew haters. Glad they're gone, ain't you? Now, for this next one, for this next verse, when I say stuffed shirt, you're going to point to your toes, and what are you going to say?
Toe dirt.
Oh, you're not going to say it. You're going to shout it. Toe dirt. And then, that's it, Cash. And who wore weird hats? You got to shout that out. Who wore weird hats? Okay, so here's the second verse. For they were all-time low slime. Haman and his Hebrew haters. Stuffed shirt.
Toe dirt.
Haman and his Hebrew haters.
Who wore weird hats?
Haman and his Hebrew haters. Glad they're gone. From the beginning, one more time. Oh, they were fat cats. Haman and his Hebrew haters.
Big deal.
Schlemiels. Haman and his some dumb crumb buns. Haman and his Hebrew haters. Glad they're gone, ain't you? For they were all-time low slime. Haman and his Hebrew haters. Stuffed shirt.
Toe dirt.
Haman and his Hebrew haters. Haman and his Hebrew haters. Glad they're gone, ain't you? Aren't you glad they're gone?
I am so glad they're gone. They
Well-
were stuffed shirts.
The stuffed shirts, we don't like stuffed shirts, and we certainly don't like toe dirt. In fact, just by show of hands, how many of you right now have some toe dirt? Oh, it takes courage to admit that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, presenting to you the real story of Purim. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the rabbi. It's the rabbi.
Chag Sameach, everyone. Happy Purim. I would like to invite all of the children to come on up and grab a seat on the floor here for the story. The best seats in the house, right here. Grab a seat on the floor. Max, have a seat. I love your wings. Come on up, everybody. It felt necessary to tell the story this morning because I'm not sure that the spiel is actually going to capture the essence of the Purim story. It will capture the essence of the spirit, for sure. Okay, everybody ready? Come on up, grab a seat on the floor. So, In the Purim story, as soon as everybody's sitting down, I'm going to start. In the Purim story, there are four main characters, four main people. First, there was the king, Achashverosh. The king, this king, Achashverosh, was very, very silly and very, very powerful. That made him scary because nobody ever knew what he was going to say or do. He was very silly and very powerful. And there was one very important rule. And you need to remember this rule to understand something that happens in the story. The only people who were allowed to come in and see him were people that he had called and said, I would like to see so-and-so. I would like to see, for example, Max. And if the king said, I would like to see Max, then Max was allowed to come. But if the king did not call for Max, then Max was not allowed to come. That was the rule with this king. The second important character that you need to know about is Queen Esther. Queen Esther was the queen of the king, and she was very, very smart. But people didn't even know it because she was so pretty. And all people would say about her was, oh, she's so pretty. And they didn't realize that she was very, very smart. Also, she decided when she became queen that she would not tell anybody that she was Jewish. She decided that it would be a good idea to keep that a secret. So she was in the palace with the king, that silly, powerful king, and she was hiding the fact that she was Jewish. Now, outside of the palace was Queen Esther's uncle. His name was... No. I'm glad we're telling the story so we can get this straight. Esther's uncle was Mordecai. Mordecai sat outside of the palace. He sat on a bench outside of the palace. He knew all of the different languages of the world. All of the different languages of the world. And he would sit out there in front of the palace, and he heard everything, and he saw everything. He knew everything that was going on. And the fourth person in the story is the person that Mackenzie was thinking of just a moment ago, and that was a very bad man named Haman. That's right. Thank you. That's exactly what we say and what we do when we hear Haman's name. Now, Haman, here's this thing with Haman. Haman was the king's right-hand man. That meant that the king trusted Haman to do everything, to take care of everything. And this is what Haman was like. He hated everybody. He hated everybody, and he wanted everybody to love him. That was Haman. That was the bad man. He hated everybody, and he wanted everybody to love him. Now, one day, and so we got the four, right? King Achashverosh, Queen Esther, smart and pretty. Mordecai, her uncle, who knew all of the languages and sat on the bench outside the palace, and the bad man Haman. So, thank you. One day, Haman, that bad man, was out there walking, and everybody knew that he was very important, and everybody came up to him and said, Haman, you are so handsome. And he said, I know. And they said, Haman, you are so smart. And he said, I know. And they said, Haman, you are wonderful. And he said, I know. But then he noticed. He noticed that there was one person who was not coming up to him and telling him how handsome and smart and wonderful he was. And that person, was Esther's uncle Mordecai, who was sitting out there. And Haman wondered, what is going on there? And he walked past Mordecai again, and Mordecai still just ignored him. And Haman went up to Mordecai and said, "What's the story? Don't you know how handsome and smart and wonderful I am?" And Mordecai said, "You know what? I don't think so." Not only that do I not think so, but the reason that I realize that you are not handsome and you are not smart and you are not wonderful is that I am Jewish. And Haman got so angry. He got so angry. He went directly to the king. He went directly to the king and he said, "King, there are some people in your kingdom who don't belong here. They have their own different customs, and they speak their own different language, and they don't follow your rules at all. And you know what? I will give you a contribution to your treasury if you'll let me take care of them and deal with them." And the king, who we remember was very silly and very powerful, said to Haman, "Haman, whatever." And Haman said to the king, "Really, king? Whatever?" And the king said, "Haman, whatever." And Haman issued a proclamation. Do you know what a proclamation is? He issued a law that was sent far and wide in the country, saying that all of the Jews are going to be killed. And everybody got very quiet and very scared. And Mordecai, who was sitting out there and heard about that proclamation and heard about the law, he sent a message to Esther inside the palace. And he said, "Esther, you have to do something. You have to save us. You have to go to the king and tell him what's going on." And Esther sent a message. Crosby, this is the exciting part of the story. Mordecai sent that message to Esther. "You have to do something. You have to go to the king." And Esther sent a message back to Mordecai, and she said, "I can't do that. I can't do that. Everybody knows that nobody can go to the king unless the king calls for them. And the king hasn't called for me in over a month." And Mordecai sent a message back to Esther saying, "Esther, you can do it. It has to be you." And Esther sent a message back to Mordecai saying, "Okay, I will do it. And you have all of the Jews out there pray for me, and I will get ready and I will do it." Now, that night, the king was lying in bed and he was having a hard time falling asleep. He was just lying in bed. He was lying in bed. He could not sleep. I know. And he turned over onto his left side, and he couldn't sleep in that position. He turned over onto his right side. He couldn't sleep in that position. He tried everything. He tried changing pillows. That didn't work. He could not sleep. And so he called for somebody who was sort of in charge of helping him fall asleep. And he said, "I'm having trouble falling asleep. Please bring me A, 3 cookies, B, some warm milk, and 3, my favorite story." And you know what the king's favorite story was? It was the story of his own life. It was the story of his own life. And so they brought him the cookies and they brought him the warm milk, and they started reading him from the book of his life, and they said, "Here's the story. Once upon a time, a person saved your life, Your Majesty. That person's name was Mordecai." And the king said, "He saved my life?" And they said, "Yes, he saved your life." And he said, "Well, what did I do to thank him?" And the person said, you didn't do anything. You didn't even send him a thank you note. And the king said, well, how should I thank him? And he sent a message to Haman, who was right outside of his bedroom, just waiting. And Haman came in, and the king said, Haman, I have a very important question to ask you. If you were me, Haman, if you were me, if you were the king, and you wanted to really thank somebody who had done something very wonderful for you, what would you do? And Haman thought to himself, remember Haman, he hated everybody. He only loved himself. And he thought, well, if the king wants to thank somebody, that somebody must be me. And so Haman said to the king, if I were you, this is what I would do. I would have that person dressed in your robe, your kingly robe, and put on your kingly horse, and have somebody lead that person through the city saying, this is the way that the king honors the person that the king wants to honor. And the king said, that's a brilliant idea. Please go do that for Mordecai. And Haman thought, you mean Mordecai who sits out on that bench in front of the palace? And yeah, that's the guy that I hate more than anybody. And the king says, that's the person that I want you to put on my horse and put in my robe and lead through the streets of the city. And so Haman had to do that. Now, the next day, Esther got ready to go see the king. And remember, it was against the law. She could be killed for coming and seeing the king without being called. But she thought to herself, it's up to me. And she went into the throne room, wondering whether the king was going to be happy to see her or would the king be unhappy to see her. And when the king saw her, he lifted up his golden scepter and he said, oh, wow, do I love you. And Esther came up and she touched the golden scepter. And the king said, Esther, I know you risked your life to come and see me. What would you like? And Esther said, there's just one thing, just one request. And the king said, what's your request? And she said, dinner. Tonight, with you and with Haman. And the king said, that's what you risked your life for, to ask to have dinner with me and Haman? And she said, that's it. That night at dinner, it was the king, and it was Haman, and it was Esther. And you can imagine, Haman was very happy to be there. He thought, this is great. Everybody loves me, including Queen Esther and the king. And Esther was there scared to death because she didn't know what was going to happen. And the king was just there being silly and powerful and scary. And so finally, after they had this delicious dinner, the king said to Esther, okay, Esther, what is it? What would you like? I will give you up to half my kingdom. And Esther said, there's just one thing I want. And the king said, just name it, Esther. What's the one thing you want? And she said, I would like you to save my life. And the king said, your life? Who would ever want to hurt you? And Esther took out her little finger and she pointed it at Haman. And she said, that man is the one, that is the man who's trying to hurt and kill me and all of my people. And the king said, that shall never be. And he called for his guards, and they took Haman away. And that was the happy ending of the story of Purim. So, Chag Sameach. Now, Beck, can we just stay here for the spiel? Yep. Stay right here because the spiel's about to begin.
Oh, one of the things we love to do on Purim is to have parties, just like Queen Esther and King Achashverosh had parties. Let's go to the next one, and we're going to sing about one man named Elimelech, but we need, Eric's here. Yes, we got our instrumentalist, we got Rabbi. Elimelech of Gilhofen drank l'chaim once too often. He drank l'chaim and got drunk on Purim day. So he put his studies by, he tipped his hat across one eye, and he called for his fiddlers to play. Well, the fiddler took his fiddle, put a bow across the middle, and the fiddle fiddled out a little tune. When the fiddler with his fiddle, 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 diddle, diddle, Elimelech bounced just like a toy balloon. Elimelech, feeling frisky, took another drop of whiskey. Twice too often down his gullet did it go. Called each friend and each relation to his Purim celebration. Then he roared for his piper to blow. Well, the piper tweedle-tweeded, and the fiddle it repeated. Fiddle-diddle, diddle, 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 dee, piper. And the piper, 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 piper. And the piper tweeted, and the fiddle it repeated. Elimelech danced beside himself with glee. Then he drank 3 times too often, and his eyes began to soften, and the tears began to trickle down his chin. Oh, his ears, they were a-buzzing, till a sympathetic cousin whispered, please, let the drummers begin. Give me a drum. Well, the drum he beat it, and the piper tweedle-tweeded, and the fiddle it repeated its encore. When the drum was tweedle-tweeding, and the fiddle it was beating, Elimelech, fast asleep, began to snore. Oh, it happened just from drinking thrice too often, that there's only one more thing that must be said. On your Purim celebration, use a little moderation, or you'll wind up with a grogger for your head. Oh, and the drum starts tweedle-tweeding, and the fiddle it is beating, and the piper gaily fiddles fiddle-dee. And your head it starts a-whirling like a grogger and it's twirling. Then they're playing Elimelech's melody. That's Elimelech's melody. Yes. Since everybody had the notion to start this holiday, now all the joys are rejoicing.
Okay, we gotta stop.
Aaron.
I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, but
Aaron.
I got a problem here. We have a problem with the screen.
Aaron,
you can turn the screen off.
How
That's not working.
how dare you interrupt my song?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
One of the most important things to do on Purim is to sing songs. You know that.
I do, but we got a problem with the Purim Spiel. So, we're just gonna have to get this fixed.
What Purim Spiel?
Oh, no. You didn't tell him?
Tell me what?
Do you want the truth, or should we sugarcoat it just a little bit?
It's kind of unique.
It's unique, all right. He makes us dress up in ridiculous costumes and essentially gets everyone to laugh at us for about 30 minutes. You'll love it.
Dress up in costumes?
Don't sweat it. It's not that bad. We also sing some songs and tell some jokes. It's a lot of fun.
And I'm supposed to be in this Purim Spiel thing?
Hey, everybody's in the Purim Spiel. The Cantor, the Rabbi, Elizabeth, everybody.
Yeah, but I'm just the youth engagement coordinator. And no one told me about a Purim Spiel thing.
Yeah, I know how you feel. They did the same thing to me last year. Look, it's just a small little thing added at the end of your contract, and everyone knows about it. What's it called? The Purim Amendment, that's right.
Yep. It's there. It's just in really small print.
And definitely written in Aramaic.
Looks like this isn't exactly news to some people. Except for me.
Well, that's probably true, but if we keep hiring new people, I'm going to keep using the same joke every year.
Oh, okay. Okay, Aaron, so What's the problem here?
Well, look, I've been playing around with the cast this year, and to be honest, I'm having a really hard time casting the role of Haman this year.
Well, what's the problem? Didn't our youth engagement coordinator play Haman the last few years?
You mean I would get to play Haman? That'll be great.
You mean you want to play Haman?
Why not? It'll be a breakout performance.
Okay, so problem solved.
What, are you kidding me? Look at that Shayna Punim. Does this look like a Haman to you?
Yeah, he's got a point.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. I can do the thing. Watch. You out there, bow down to me. What? Why are they laughing? I said, bow down to me. Ah, come on, bow down. Just a little, okay? Please.
We're in trouble.
Okay.
Okay. Hi.
What's going on? Why haven't we started the spiel? It's getting late.
Well, there's been a short little delay until we work out a little casting problem here.
What casting problem?
I'm trying to cast the role of Haman this year.
Oh. You're not thinking of having Eric play Haman, are you?
What? Another critic?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I think-
okay,
I think
okay.
Monica could play
All right,
Haman.
all right.
Come on.
Everyone calm down. Mariella, what is your take on this? Do you think Eric here can pull off the sinister, evil role of Haman?
Are you kidding me? Look at this Shayna Punim.
Not a chance.
Maybe we should ask the others. Maybe they'll feel differently.
Here they come.
Ask us what?
Aaron here is having a problem casting the role of Haman in our Purim Spiel.
So we were thinking maybe Eric could do it.
With that baby face?
I know.
I don't know.
Why is everyone having a problem with my face?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll just figure it out.
Absolutely. Because if it's the month of Adar, then it's time for Purim.
Exactly. And the reason why we need a spiel on Purim? Well, of course, it's tradition. Tradition, 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 tradition. The skill to play King Ahasuerus has a royal presence with a royal grin. And who has the right, as master of the shul, to sometimes sing a song in key? The rabbi, the rabbi. Tradition, the rabbi, the rabbi. Tradition.
Among us gets a chance to play the queen, our heroine, a kosher queen. Years ago was someone who stole every scene, played Queen Esther like you've never seen.
Devorah.
Devorah, Devorah. Tradition, Devorah, Devorah. Tradition.
Not long ago I finished school, and now I am ordained. I took a bride from CBB. What luck, I'll say.
Tradition, tradition. So did I. Tradition, tradition, tradition,
And so did I.
tradition.
And who does all the work to
The staff, the staff.
They were here all night.
Tradition, the staff, the staff. Tradition. Who has the skill to play King Ahasuerus as a royal presence with a royal grace? And who has the right as master of the shul to sometimes sing a song in key? The rabbi, the cantor, tradition, 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 tradition.
Okay, we're done.
Tradition.
Well, we got one tradition out of the way. You got to hear the real story of Purim, because we have another tradition here at CBB, and that is to tell, well, let's call it an alternate version of this story. Not to worry, there's still a king and a queen and an evil dude named Haman. But there are some changes I think you'll see as we go through this. For now, I want, if you will, to think we would normally have a picture of a haunted house back here. So I want you to think of a dark and gloomy night. I want you to transport your spirits to another time and another place. A place where danger lurks behind every shadow. A full moon is out, but it's partially hidden by wispy, dark clouds. A cold wind is stirring the branches of the trees, and a chilling, windy, cold, soul-searching, soul-screeching wind is chilling every bone. Enter 3 lost congregants, lost in the forest, looking for help because somehow their car is mysteriously disabled. They set out for the annual URJ convention and found themselves instead in the Purim zone.
We have been walking for over an hour, and I haven't seen a living soul. We must have made a wrong turn somewhere.
What about that town, Shushan, that we passed about an hour or so ago? Isn't that on the map?
I'm not exactly sure. This map is kind of hard to read.
Well, no wonder it's written in Transylvanian.
Let's just keep going. Sooner or later, we're bound to find a local who can help us.
Well, besides, it could be worse. At least we're not in any danger.
You were saying? Well, let's just keep going.
Okay. I think there is a castle off in the distance, a mile or not, so up the path.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
It sure is dark out here.
Yeah, well, it could be worse, at least it's not raining.
Oh, would you stop doing that?
Sorry.
This place is creepy.
Yeah, it reminds me of all those old scary movies I used to watch on TV.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I'm the one who made us keep searching for a clean restroom. I'm the one who got us lost here in the woods. And now look at us. We're cold and hungry and wet. I don't want to die.
Who said anything about dying? It's a Purim Spiel. Even Haman doesn't die in a Purim Spiel.
Besides, we're supposed to be having fun. It's Purim. Purim is supposed to be a happy time.
Yeah.
A happy time?
Linda's right. It is a time to have fun, and there is nothing better to lift our spirits than a happy song.
Oh, come on. We're stuck in the middle of these scary woods, and you want to sing a happy song?
Absolutely. Cue the music. Let's show them what I mean.
chose to be the ones to walk in the sun.
'Cause we just wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. That's all they really want. Some fun. When the working day is done, our girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Girls, they wanna have fun. Girls wanna have, they just wanna, girls just wanna have fun. They just wanna, they just wanna, they just wanna, girls just wanna have fun.
That was fun, right?
See, there's nothing to worry about.
Sure. If you say so.
Look, I see lights.
Oh, that must be the castle I saw on the map.
Great, maybe there's someone who can help us. Let's go. Geez, I guess that was closer than we thought. I'll just ring the doorbell and see if anyone's awake. Well, that's one unusual doorbell.
Is anybody home? Wait, I think I hear someone coming. Good evening. Hello. I hope we didn't disturb you. My name is Mariela, and these are my friends Monica and Linda. And what are you three doing out in the woods on such a dark and dreary night?
Well,
Wait, don't tell me. For I know why you are late. For I am Frau Duzkeeper. And nothing escapes my eye. You are here to deliver our Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, don't tell me you're out of Thin Mints again. Oh, no. We're not delivering Girl Scout cookies. You see, our car was... Then you must have come to repair the toilet in the dungeon. It's been out for centuries.
we're not plumbers. We were just.
Oh, of course. How could I forget? You are here to help celebrate Natalie Mileson's 100th birthday in a few days.
Well, we wouldn't want to miss that. But actually, we're here because our car broke down and we were hoping you might be able to help us out.
I knew that, for I am Frau Duzkeeper. And nothing escapes my eye.
Yeah, well, we were hoping you might be able to let us call for some help.
Call for help. Don't be silly, my dear. No one will hear you way out here in the woods. Yes, of course, but I think she meant call someone on the phone. Oh, yes, of course she did. But the phone lines, they are all down from the storm. So I suppose you'll have to stay and spend the night. We wouldn't want you catching a death of cold, now would we? Let me light the way.
Wow, this place is incredible. Do you live here alone?
Oh, I am only the keeper of the castle. King Ahasuerus and his wife, Queen Esther, are the lord and lady of this manor. I shall inform them of your presence.
That'd be great.
Oh, by the way, are you guys temple members?
Oh, we are actually members of the staff.
You're oh, that's right. That's right. You're members of the staff. That's right. Oh, I knew that. For I am.
Yes, we know. You are Frau Dewskeeper.
Oh.
And nothing escapes your eye.
Oh, here they come now. Oh.
Good evening. We were hanging around upstairs when we heard all this commotion down here.
Look, it looks like we have some guests.
Oh, how lovely. I didn't know we ordered any guests for dinner.
Well, perhaps we can have them for dessert. No, Your Royal Lordliness. You misunderstand. These guests are not here as for dinner. They're seeking refuge from the storm and they wish to stay the night.
Too bad. I could have used a little drink before bedtime, if you know what I mean.
Now, my husband, be nice to these young people. It's not often we get guests around here.
Very well. You three may stay the night, but be warned. There are things beyond your comprehension that walk these castle halls after dark. Ghouls, goblins, ghosts of past castle presidents and board members. Horrible, unimaginable creatures.
You don't really believe all of that, do you?
You are not from these parts. You do not know what evil abounds. Why, some of the scariest moments I've had in this building have been with board members. Yeah, me too.
Okay.
They're such nice young people. We should welcome them more properly.
Of course, you're right, my poopsie. It is time for us to sing a song.
Another song. They just sang a song a couple of minutes ago.
Nonsense, my dear. In my world, there's no such thing as too many songs. So stand back and let me welcome them properly. Shalom, bienvenue, welcome. Shalom, étranger, stranger. Don't be afraid, come sit by the fire. Happy to see you, I hope you don't expire. Bienvenue, welcome to CBB, it's Purim Day at CBB. Bobbies and Zadies, Imas, Abbas, ladies and gentlemen, Erev Tov, bonsoir, good evening. So, how do you feel? Do you feel good? No? Oh, that's too bad, but not to worry. I am your host. We're singing Shalom, Bienvenue, welcome to CBB. It's Purim Day at CBB. Leave your troubles outside. So, life is disappointing? Forget it. In here, all is beautiful. We are beautiful. Our dungeon is beautiful. Even the bats are beautiful. Shalom.
Shalom, bienvenue, welcome.
Shalom, étranger, stranger. Now that you're here, please stay overnight. Join us for dinner, share a little bite. Shalom, bienvenue, welcome to CBB. It's Purim Day at CBB. Out there it is stormy, but in here it is safe and warm. Well, at least it's warm. So make yourself comfortable. We don't often get company for dinner, and who knows, you may even make it to sunrise.
Welcome. Shalom, étranger, stranger.
Don't be alarmed, though it's a long night. If you survive, you can leave by morning's light.
Shalom, bienvenue, welcome
To CBB, it's Purim Day at CBB.
And look, it appears that we have roused your trusted advisor, the deranged Dr. Frankenheimen, from his laboratory.
Very funny. She said laboratory, not lavatory.
What is all of this ruckus? I'm in the middle of the night. I can hardly concentrate on my work.
Well, good evening, Doctor. We were just welcoming these 3 lost, wandering guests to our humble abode.
Guests? We have guests? How wonderful! A new supply of body parts for my experiment. And, ooh, nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you, too, I think.
Hello, Mr. Heyman.
Oh. It's Frankenhamen.
No, it's Dr. Frankenhamen.
Sorry, Dr. Frankenhamen. So, what type of experiments do you do?
What do I do, you ask? I am working on the most important research unknown to mankind.
Unknown to mankind?
Of course! If people knew what I was doing down there in the dungeons, they would never understand.
Yeah, I can believe that.
For I am working on the quintessential question that has gnawed at the very soul of humankind throughout all of history.
How to pass an election finance reform bill?
Don't be silly. I'm a deranged scientist, not a miracle worker. No, I am working on the very creation of life itself.
Doctor, calm down. You always get so worked up.
My queenly consort is right, Doctor. Don't get so riled. Our guests are tired. They'll shortly retire. For the night. You can return to your laboratory to continue your work.
Yes, okay. But wait, I hear a knocking on the door.
Who can that be? Another guest? And on such a terrible night? Why, look, it's Constable Mordecai.
Your Highness,
Constable?
Constable?
Esther, Doctor,
Constable, King,
Queen?
Darling.
Frau Doorkeeper. And who, may I ask, are you 3?
Oh, forgive me for not introducing them. These 3 young souls have sought refuge in the castle from the raging storm outside.
Madam, Madam,
Constable?
madam.
Okay, enough already. I'm getting nauseous.
Herr Constable Mordecai, what brings you out on such a stormy night?
I was returning to Shushan on my trusted horse, Mishigas, when I came upon a stalled vehicle by the roadside. I have come to see if its occupants have made it to safety.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for finding us. We're all fine. We just had a little car trouble, that's all.
We plan to stay only until morning and then head into town when the weather clears.
You mean you plan to stay here, in the castle, overnight?
Why, yes, of course. Is there a problem?
A problem? Perhaps. Perhaps not. But let me explain.
Oh boy, let me guess. Another song.
I see no problem with that. Carry on, Constable.
But of course. I see a Purim moon rising. That means that trouble's on the way. Singing songs that have no rhyme or reason. God, no, this can't be worth the pain. Don't go out tonight, just stay out of sight. Another Purim's on the rise.
I hear the sound of children playing.
Lunchtime comes and they'll be hungry soon.
If Byron thinks that we'll be there to feed them,
Forget his sister, it's Sunday afternoon.
Don't go out tonight, just stay out of sight. Another Purim's on the rise.
Looks like you're in for nasty weather. I hope our warnings understood.
Make sure you've got your things together. With Haman here, the future don't look good.
Well,
Don't go out tonight, just stay out of sight. Another Purim's on the rise. Well, don't go out tonight, just stay out of sight. Another Purim's on the rise.
The constable is, of course, just being overly cautious. Please, we would love for you to keep your bodies here tonight.
Yes, I could always use an extra hand in the laboratory. Perhaps even a foot or arm or two.
No, Doctor. You're just scaring these young people. You three look tired. Perhaps you should retire for the night. Just stay in your room and keep your doors locked. Hardly anything happens to you if you keep the doors locked.
Oh, now that's comforting. You know, these people are creepy. I don't know if this is a good idea to stay here.
Of course, it's a good idea. Do you really want to go outside in the wet and pouring rain and walk 7 miles back to Shushan in the cold and darkness? Or just stay here in the warm, dry castle until the safety of morning?
Well, when you put it that way.
Okay, I guess we'll stay the night.
Wunderbar! Frau Dueskeeper! Show our guests to their room. We want them to rest up. Who knows? They might need their strength.
It's so nice to have some young blood around here again. Good night. Sleep tight. And don't let anything bite. Follow me, let me light the way again.
Well, I guess it's time I proceed on to town. I shall, of course, return if I am needed.
Of course.
Very well, then. King,
Constable.
Esther.
Constable.
Constable.
Doctor.
Doctor.
King.
So confused.
Yes. Well, good night.
Good night.
That was exhausting. Come, my queen, we have a full night ahead of us. It's time that we too retire.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. At long last, I am alone, free to do my work. What work, you ask? You shall see in due time. For I will show the Jews of Shushan the wrath of the great Dr. Frankenhamen. I have tried to show them. I have tried to love them. But they refuse to recognize my brilliance. They refuse to bow in my presence. So tonight, I shall bring to life my greatest creation and let it wreak havoc on the Jews of Shushan. Only then will they be back in line. Only then will they return to Shushan and pay the proper respect to me. Let me explain. You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. Don't cry. All I ask is that all of you bow when you see me go by. Not so bad. Remember, it's me who's in charge, so what more can I say? Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite your resistance, I am your man. You'll be back. Can't you see? Just remember you belong to me. You'll be back. I can tell. Just remember to all serve me well. Listen here. Never fear to shed a tear. For when push comes to shove, I will send my evil crazed creation to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. You say my love is draining and you can't go on. You'll all still be complaining when I am gone. So no, you're still my subjects, and you're my favorite subjects, my sweet Yiddish subjects, my loyal royal subjects, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back. Can't you see? All you have to do is bow to me for my love and my praise. Then I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I'll destroy your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Everybody now! Ya da 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 da. When I moved to Transylvania, The Jews of Shushan were searching for a new assistant rabbi. Jews are always searching for a new rabbi, even when they already have one. Some were looking for a conservative Jew. Some were looking for a liberal Jew. So I volunteered for the job. But they laughed at me. Me, the great Dr. Frankenhamen. But I shall have my revenge. For I have created my own rabbi for this congregation. I have assembled various body parts into a man-eating creature who will show them a thing or two about dietary laws.
Did you hear that? He's created a monster that plans to unleash on the Jews of Shushan. We gotta get the constable Mordecai.
If we hurry, we might be able to catch him on his way back to Shushan. Come on, let's go.
I thought we told you to remain in your room.
Yes, but we saw and heard something horrible.
Oh, not another presidential primary debate.
No, worse than that.
Not likely.
Dr. Frankenhamen is planning to wreak havoc on the helpless Jews of Shushan.
The doctor? Nah, he may be mad, but he's harmless.
You have to believe us. He's created some sort of monster rabbi to lead the Jews of Shushan astray.
A monster rabbi? Reform or conservative?
What difference does that make?
Oh, how silly of me. It must be reconstructionist. Get it? Constructing a rabbi from spare body parts. Oh, reconstructionist. Am I good or what? Am I good or what?
Now, my husband. These young people look very upset. Maybe there's something to this story. The doctor has been acting rather odd lately.
Well, it's Purim. We're all supposed to be acting odd.
We were just trying to catch up with Constable Mordecai to see if he could help.
You mean you were going to run out into the dark and cold and rain?
What other choice do we have?
Well, we could just call him up and ask him to come on back.
But I thought the phone lines were down.
Darling, surely you know that cell phones don't need telephone lines.
You mean we could have called for help all along?
Constable Mordecai, this is King Achashverosh here. Sorry to bother you again, but the young guests that you met here seem to think that our Dr. Frankenhamen is up to no good. Yes? Yes. Great. See you soon. He'll be here in a snap.
Whoa, that was fast.
You called, sire?
Ah, Constable.
King? Esther?
Constable.
Geez, here we go again.
Frau Dueskeeper?
Constable? Thank you for returning despite the foul weather.
King Achashverosh has informed me that your guests have lodged a serious complaint against the good doctor. So may I ask that you please fetch him from the dungeon so that we can clear this all up at once.
Oh, there's no need. I hear him coming up the stairs at this very moment.
I did it! It's alive! It's alive! My rabbi is alive! I've done it! Come, my creature! Soon we shall wreak havoc on the Jews of Shushan!
Dr. Frankenhamen, what vile, evil, wicked thing have you done?
They wanted a rabbi. I've given them a rabbi. A rabbi sewn together from body parts of the most vile creatures I could find. Gravediggers, thieves, lawyers. A lifeless thing with absolutely no personality.
It's terrible.
What's worse, he's planning to run for public office.
Never mind this lowly attempt at political commentary. It is time for payback. Creature, dispose of these three.
Doctor, you must stop this terrible deed.
Look at the bright side. With those three gone, there'll be significant savings in our personnel budget. Wait. What's going on? What are you doing? This isn't what I've toiled for all these years. I wanted you to do bad. A hug isn't bad. I want bad.
How could I do bad? Life is beautiful. People are beautiful. These young people are beautiful. Even you are beautiful.
Well, that was unexpected, wasn't it?
How could you? Oh, I don't understand. I did everything wrong. It should have worked.
It didn't work because I exchanged the evil brain you were going to use in this creature for one of a kind and gentle soul.
How could you?
Indeed. What made you do such a thing, my little princess?
That's simple, my dear, because I'm not just your little princess. I am a Jewish princess.
Jewish? How could I not have known this?
You'd think the challah, the candles, and the wine every Friday would have been a good clue. But anyway, here we are, and there he is.
This can't be happening.
Perhaps we can all just hold hands and enjoy a spiritual worship service together.
With him? I don't think so.
Oh, forget about him. My dear Queen Esther, you saved the Jews of Shushan. This is historic. Why, one day they might even write a book about you. The book of King Ahasuerus's wife.
Or maybe, perhaps, just the book of Esther, because after all, Queen Esther is sure to go down in Jewish history as a true woman of valor.
I suppose you're right. And as for you, Haman, you have risked the life of my lovely queen and many of my loyal subjects. Your time in Shushan is over. You are hereby banished from the land, and all your worldly possessions shall be distributed to the Jews of the kingdom. Be gone.
Cheer all you want. I'm sure Haman will be back next year.
I know. Let's all sing a song together to mark the occasion.
Now that's a fine idea.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wonderful.
Let's do it. Okay, now let's do it.
Let's do it.
Purim, Purim, Chag Gadol HaYehudi, Masechot HaShanim, Zmirot Rekudim. Havan Arisha, Havan Arisha, Rash, 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 Havan Arisha, Baruch HaShanim. Purim Day, a present-giving holiday. Hamantash, Betuli, cakes and candy sweet. Havan Arisha, Rash, 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 Havan Arisha, Rash, 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 Havan Arisha, Barashani.
Happy Purim, everyone. We have a few important thank yous. First of all, back on our computer and with helping out with all of our sound effects, Melody Lee, Mark Kesselman, helping turn this building from what it was last night to what it is today. Our entire temple staff are incredible. And last but certainly not least, our genius writer, director, Aaron Edinburgh. Enjoy the carnival, everybody. Happy Purim.